All right, so here we are. We're gonna work on a KISS pinball today. I know what you're thinking, a pinball, oh my God, that's gonna be a lot of work. But we're just gonna be doing some PM on it. Clean it up, get all the nastiness off of it, replace any bad rubbers, replace any lights, screw things down, fix anything that needs to be fixed, minor repairs. We're not really gonna get into doing any electronics because this game is working fine. I just wanna make it look better, that's all. So let's take the glass off and I'll show you what I do to get this playfield nice and clean. All right, so now that we got the glass off, yeah, it's still powered up. We can pull the pin here and get it to it completely turns on into full game mode. But we don't want to do that. I mean, you can clean it while it's on like this, it's fine. You're not gonna get, hurt, you're not gonna hurt anything. But once you start changing the rubbers and some of the lights, you might want to turn it off, just for good measure. So you can just kind of like push that pin back in. The switch for this particular one is on the corner right here, so you just kind of turn it off. It will take just a little bit to finally turn off. I mean, it takes like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds or so, but it turns off. And then that's it. And then you can go ahead and start pulling these apart. Lift it up if you want, so you can get a better angle, so you can get in there and script things out. But what we're gonna use today to clean it is we're gonna use some good old-fashioned mill wax. A couple paintbrushes, a couple acid brushes. And this is for me, so don't worry about that. No free advertising. So, we got what we need. And so let me show you how to, I guess, put some wax on there. There is no wrong or right way to do this. Everyone probably has their own way. I'm just showing you how I do it. If you have a different way, or if you think I'm doing it wrong, let me know. But this is the way I do it, so let's start cleaning this bad boy up. Okay, so we want to get all this nastiness off, and at the same time, we're going to inspect rubbers and lights and whatnots just to make sure everything's okay. So let's start off with cleaning it. We're going to take some of this wax. Make sure you shake it real good. Just kind of pour some on there. I know it looks like a lot, but it's not really a lot. I just see some damage there. Anyway, so now that you got it, just kind of paint it on there. Get it around. Just kind of move it all over the place, all over the field, just to kind of like get the wax on there. Don't worry if you get some of the wax on some of the parts, like if you get it on that or on this or on that. Just wipe it off. It's okay, it's just wax. You're not gonna harm anything, you're not gonna hurt anything. Just kind of get it in there. If you have a thinner paintbrush, even like a half a paintbrush, that would work out great. That way you can get it to corners. But the point is to kind of get everything everywhere. I know it's a little hard to see with it no lights being on, so you can turn on the lights. Like I said, if you wanted to work on this bad boy with it on while you're waxing it, that's fine. You're not going to hurt anything. You're not going to hurt yourself. The lights will kind of help you see what areas you've missed. Obviously, I'm gonna have to probably remove this piece of plastic out of the way just so I can get in here and clean up in there, which means probably taking a lot of this plastic off. So, but we'll get to that in time. We're just gonna get everything that we can right now. This is not a quick process. It's gonna take you some time to clean this bad boy up. As you can see, I've already used my whole little blob of wax there. And I still have a lot of areas to cover. But I'm going to spread it out as much as I can, Wax goes a long way. if you just kind of rub it, you can kind of almost see it start to clean it off. As you're doing it, but we want to lay it on there. We just want to get it on there, and we want to let it dry a little bit, and then we're going to come back and we're going to start wiping it off with a different brush or towel or rag, and start cleaning it up real nice. So let's go ahead and finish getting wax on all everywhere we need, everywhere we can. We'll do this part a little later. I'll even do the ramps a little bit, you know, everywhere in between here. You definitely want to try and wax in here as far back as you can. I mean, if you have to remove things, you have to remove them, you know. Back here, you can reach back here with your hand, you can get a rag in there and get things done. It's not as dirty back there as it is up front up here. So you don't have to work as hard back there. You may be able to just kind of put a rag in there, just kind of, you know, wipe things down and stuff like that. But continue on, letting this dry and stuff like that, and come back to it, and then we'll kind of rub it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking some of this part so I can get in here. So let's do that. All right. So I got, I don't know, whatever his name is, Paul Stanley. I got him out of the way. Yeah, he's rocking out. Boop. Anyways, so it's all open. I can clean this out. I get ready to see something in there. That's, I don't know where that little rubber fell off. Probably stayed in there. I still have some old residue in here from waxing it other times. So I need to get in there and make sure I clean that. So now that it's open, I can go in there and clean this and check all the rubbers, lights, anything. Make sure that they're working, making sure that they are okay. So this side over here is still kind of drying, although it's getting there. I went ahead and grabbed the rag real quick. Sorry, Paul, you're kind of in my way. You can kind of start, I guess, cleaning it if you want. Over here and start polishing it. Yes, you will have to use a little elbow grease to get it clean. But the end result is really, really nice. So, look at that. Nice and clean. Just like Mama always wanted. Right? And clean that a little bit. Yeah, up there. Yeah. I don't know what you're pointing at, but pointing's not good. Anyway, so let's continue on. I got this open, so put some wax in there, and there. See if I can get some over there, some back there. I really don't want to start pulling all the parts apart, but if I have to, I will. You gotta do what you gotta do. So let's continue on and do some waxing here and there and polishing here and there of certain areas. Let's continue waxing. All right, so I think I have enough wax on here. I've waxed back there, some of the ramps, the chute over here. Everything's been waxed that I could, that I can get to. You know, so now I'm just trying to wait for it to dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna start polishing it up. You can use your brush to maybe like scrub certain areas. So I know certain areas get a buildup. See if I could find one, because I did a little scrubbing, maybe a little bit right here. I just kind of like take the brush and kind of like scrub it a little bit to help get some of that off. It should be fine. You're not going to damage the play field because you're just using the brush. You're not using the metal part and scratching into it. You can do it also with little acid brushes because they're small, but I use these for like corners, into the corners. Right there, you know, I'll use it to kind of like clean out corners and stuff like that. Areas where a paintbrush really can't get into, I'll use that for this. So just let this dry, and it'll do its thing. So we'll give it a little bit longer. All right, so I do have new rubber for this game. Make sure you check all the rubbers, and even when you remove the rubber off the little paddles here, you know, clean that up too, because that's kind of gross. You want to just clean that up. So one thing with the rubbers, you can replace them if you want. The only thing wrong with this one is this right here, that part right there, because it's here on this corner. This one even has it right here as well. Just a little, it's worn down on that little corner. You can replace it, which is fine. You know, you have them, replace them. Why not? Or what I like to do is I'll flip them. So instead of this little divot being here now in that corner, I'm gonna flip it this way, so that way now it's got a brand new corner. Is that right? It doesn't matter. You know, I'm just trying to make the part last as long as possible before I replace it. So this rubber can go a little longer, probably, you know, just as long as this one's been in there. I'm not even sure, months. It's at least 6 months since it's been in there. I could probably get another 6 months out of it by just flipping it over to that side. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I've already done that. So I might not do it. Yeah, so oh, it's not too bad. I'm gonna put it back on, let it wear down a little bit longer, you know. Not that these rubbers cost a lot of money. It's just the point of just making the part last as long as possible. That's all it is. So I am gonna flip it over and I'm gonna use this side. I'm gonna do the same thing to this one, and I'm gonna do the same thing to a lot of the rubbers that are here. Maybe not these, but some of the little round flat ones, like right here. This one here fell off. Sometimes they'll do the same thing. They'll get a flat spot, and I'll just kind of turn it around. You know, these things usually stay on pretty good. This one, I don't know what happened. It probably popped off, or it's got a crack in it or something like that. Or maybe I just pulled on it too hard and it just popped right off. Anyways, it's back on. So, like I said, change rubbers if you need to. Save yourself some time by, you know, just kind of flipping things around. If you have multiple flippers, this one only has 2 flippers. Have a different game that has 3 flippers. Some other games might even have more. I don't know. But if you want, flip it over, or just replace it with another one, and you should be fine. So I still got a little bit longer to go. I still want it to dry a little bit more, and then I'm gonna start polishing up the playfield here and getting it cleaned up. So let's give it a little.
Are you ready to join the Legends of Rock?
Not right now. Maybe after work. Yeah, so here is the spot that I'm talking about right here in this little corner. It's kind of hard to get my finger in there, so I'll use a little acid brush to get in there for me. And then it's nice and clean. So these little acid brushes, they're a big help when it comes to getting into the corners to clean things out. Anywhere where you can't really reach with your finger, this will definitely help you. I normally cut these down, but for this application I leave them long like this, and then I throw them away. You can use this even in these little spots like this to get little areas up. I'm sorry, I'm not even showing you. Use the brush like this to help you scrape some of the dirt, dust, and whatnot build up off of it. But yeah, so what you do is just continue on, you know, rubbing or polishing. As you can see, I've already done half of it. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this side up here is a little dirtier than it is on this side. This side is nice and slick, nice and clean. This side still got a lot of wax built up on there. Just keep polishing, keep rubbing, and keep cleaning. Eventually you will get all of it off of it, and then everything will be nice and pretty. Look at that. Look at the army. It's getting to be nice and pretty. The black is starting to come out real nice. So just keep polishing. That's all you got to do is keep polishing, and the polish will stay for quite some time. So, you know, you shouldn't have to polish this, you know, on a weekly basis. It should be like maybe once a month you can polish this up and make it look real nice. Unless it's getting that much play where you need to do it on a weekly basis, then hey, by all means, clean it. Anyways, let's continue on cleaning. All right, so I found a small spot. Let me see if sure you can see it. See it right there? That right there is actual damage to the play field. It looks like the sticker or the laminate, whatever is on it, whatever this is called, has worn out there, and now it's exposing just the plastic piece that covers the light here. So what I've done, because I don't know what else to do for it, is I have cleaned it, and I tried to get rid of some of the excess material that was sticking up, so that way at least it's flat. Right now it's flat. I don't feel any burrs. It's nice and smooth over it. I can feel my fingers sink into it, but that's fine, as long as it's not sticking up, allowing maybe some of that material to get stuck to the ball and then start to peel up some more. I'm probably going to have to call tech support to see if there's a way to remove maybe just this sticker right here, because it looks like this whole area right here is just a sticker that can be removed. I can sort of feel it with my fingernail. So maybe there's a way I could kind of like peel off just this section right here and then lay down a new one. I don't know. I've never asked about that before. I've never actually came across that problem. That's sort of new to me, that little tiny hole damage right there. So I'm just gonna clean it and do the best I can with it. I'll call tech support. Maybe there is something they can tell me that will help me fix it more permanently. If I do have to replace the sticker, then I will. If I have to maybe put a piece or maybe some resin in there and just kind of like lay it in there and smooth it out and whatnot, I will. Or maybe they'll just say, just leave it alone, which is probably what they'll say. So let's just go ahead and continue on cleaning, because everything is getting dry real now, real nice. And yeah, so I took the other one off. So I'm gonna use the other side on that one as well. But I'm gonna clean this real quick. All right, so let's continue on to clean. All right, so we have cleaned it all up, got up all the wax. Everything looks nice and clean, nice and bright. It's not dirty. His hairy chest is no longer as hairy as it used to be. So it's good to go. We still have a few things to clean here and there. Little bumpers here. I want to kind of clean these because there's still some little residue on, like you see right there. I want to wipe that down and get that a little cleaner. You're not gonna be able to get every single speck of dirt out of here. If you do, hey man, that's great. But if you don't, it's not really a big deal. So right now, what I want to do is I just want to kind of go over everything, make sure that I got out any old wax, any wax buildup, or just any wax residue. Period. Look, I still have some right there. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. I want to clean that up and make sure it's gone. Even though I know the ball really probably won't touch that. The reason I want to clean it up is because I don't want the ball to hit it and then that wax residue gets on the ball, and then now that ball is running wax residue all over the place. So I really don't want any wax residue left over anywhere. So I'm gonna try to meticulously get up all the wax that I could possibly find. So just do that, and then we can replace any rubbers that have been worn out. I have one here that did wore out. It wore out. It's worn out. Anyways, it looks pretty bad. I would have turned it around and used it because this side is okay, but it looks like it's sort of falling apart, and I would prefer not to reuse this one because it's falling apart. I don't want all the pieces falling all over the place right here. So I just replaced it with a new one. Anyways, continue on looking at all the rubbers, making sure that they are good. If they are not good, go ahead and replace them. If they're okay, then don't worry about it. But continue on looking for any residue, clean everything up, replace any rubbers that you can find. So let's continue on. Okay, so I think I've gotten enough out. So now what I want to do, I have the game off right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just blow some of the game out. Any dust that I may have left in there, I want to get out of there. I even lifted it up so I could try and get any dust out of there. So I mean, it looks fairly clean in there. I mean, it is kind of dark, but I'm gonna blow out in there anyways, just to kind of give it a quick clean. As soon as I'm done dusting everything, I'm gonna put this back down, and I'm gonna go ahead and check the rubbers once again, check my lights, make sure my lights are working, and whatever lights aren't working, I'm gonna either replace them. If I don't have the bulb, I'll just order it, and I'll just kind of leave it there without the bulb until I get them in. As you can see, I'm still wiping small little pieces of wax off, just to make sure it doesn't get all over the play field. All right, so I'm gonna blow this out real quick with a little blower, just to blow like this, blow everything out, and then I might wipe it down a little bit with a little bit of alcohol, not too much, just kind of a quick wipe down, just to kind of like maybe get up any residue left from the wax on the play field. I don't feel anything, but I'm gonna just wipe it down real quick. You're not gonna harm it. It won't harm the sticker in it at all. So let's blow it out and then give it a quick wipe. All right, so I have wiped it down. I blew everything out, re-wiped it down again, blew it out a couple times. Now all that's left is to go ahead and put Mr. Paul Stanley back on. Rock it out. Put him back in there, screw everything back down, put back any plastics that I did remove, like those pieces of plastics right there. Do one final check to make sure that any of the rubbers need to be replaced, or any lights that need to be replaced. There are one right there that needs to be replaced, but it doesn't need to be replaced. It's just kind of loose, so if you kind of push it down, it lights up. So I will have to kind of like take it out, clean it up, and put it back in there, and it should be good to go. It should kind of good to go right now. But this video is just right here for cleaning the play field.
Let's rock this.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock it a little bit. So I keep pressing the button. Sorry. I cleaned this up real nice. That way you can see what it looks like and how it's done, what tools I use, and that's it. It is good to go. All the rubbers are good looking. These look okay. No problems there. Like I said, these are just kind of reversed. The worn side is on this side now. This side is nice and bulky, so that's good to go. Everything looks nice and clean. Again, we're just gonna do one final check of lights and rubbers, put that one piece back on, and then close her up, and that's it. There is one little broken thing that I need to fix, actually two. The actual ball plunger here needs a new spring. I'm gonna do that, and then I have one little bump right here that is broken. This part is broken. I do not have that part, so I'm gonna have to order that. Unfortunately, that's gonna have to stay like that until I can get a new one in. But that'll be a video for a different day. And then of course, the plunger part will be a video for a different day as well. Right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean that and get this done. So let's finish up. All right, so game is clean, everything's back together. Game is working. So all that's left now is to close her up and let people play it. Game is clean, and that's it. All right, well, hope this helps you. Thanks for watching.